that part off, again, I'm going to say welcome to part 5 of Riven sequel to Myst. Interactive research, because I'll be playing some other games and stuff too on this show. But first of all, Riven is the first game that I wanted to play because it's one of my favorite games, and I would love to steal a whole bunch of ideas from this game. I want to make more... Oh, crap. Oh, shit. That was me. Okay, so I have to make sure that... Please bear with me every time I start this stream. It seems like I have to do some sort of maintenance on the way this all is looking. So, yeah, okay, I fucked up. Welcome to me messing up this whole thing. Hello. Alright. So, anyway, last time I was here, I was meandering around a lot in a underwater submarine thing. And hold on just a sec. I have to really fix that. So let me get into the game here. And, okay. So if you have not seen this game, I can answer any questions you have about it. It is the better of all of the Myst games, first of all. It is the second game in the series, and it is made... it's the only other game made by Rand and Robin Miller, who were basically they were basically the only two guys that made Myst. By the time they had Riven going, it was a huge team, and it really shows. They even had one guy that was like a working on Riven, that was one artist that they brought in, lead artist, that was a from, I'm pretty sure, Industrial Light and Magic. And so this was kind of from the time when, let's see if I fix that correctly, please go. So Industrial Light and Magic, they're, the guys that started, that they do a whole bunch of stuff now, but they are the Lucas kind of guys that did like this effects for Star Wars and stuff back in the day, and still do all the Star Wars stuff today. So I think that looks pretty okay. Let's make sure that we got the audio going there. Okay, good. So if you haven't seen the previous episodes, this is where you start out the game. You're sent on a mission by this guy named Atris, to go rescue his wife from this world, Riven. And I'll go into more detail about what exactly is happening with all of that. But that's kind of the basics right there. We're looking for this his wife. His wife's name is Catherine. There's another guy who is his father on this island, who's pretty much like the god of the island, or sees himself as the god of the island. Since he created it, in his mind, he created this place. But it's kind of up to debate whether these people create these places or just create links to these places. It's kind of the idea that everything you imagine exists, and you just write it in a book, and then all of a sudden it exists in this world, and you use the books to literally link to the different worlds. So that's pretty much Myst in a nutshell. And let us go to the... So I'm going to try to make, basically, interactive research is the title of this show because I'm a novice game designer, and I really love this game, and I want to, and these games that I'm going to be playing right now, it's only been one so far, but I'm going to be kind of trying to make my best attempt to make commentary related, design-related commentary on, commentary-related design. Design-related commentary on these games that I'll be playing. So, let's see here. We have... So this game involves, it's just a point-and-click adventure. It involves meandering around, kind of figuring stuff out. What's amazing about Riven, however, is how logical the puzzles seem and how non-arbitrary they seem. So it's really a pretty cool, very real-feeling interactive fantasy world. Let's see here. Open. Okay. Nope. I do not want to save changes, otherwise... There we go. Okay, yes, I was on this book. Okay, and we're also kind of reading this journal that Atris gave us along the way before starting the game. He is he gave us his journal so that we can kind of catch up on the story while we meander around. Economy of worlds. So there's this kind of weird thing too happening here, which is because of the, I don't know, the way the code works or something on this game, in this re-release of Riven, when I click a page, oftentimes it it clicks the page twice. So economy of worlds, yet has, I don't want to click back because I'll be just steps, like I won't ever be able to get back to this page. Okay, but it is a dismaying process. The complete complexity of the problem is overwhelming. There is no end to this. The last few days, days have all but convinced me that the collapse of Riven is inevitable. And that, at best, I can only strive to delay it now and hope that at some point the island will become stable enough to risk a rescue attempt. Right. Atris is... Atris, the guy that sent us here, is trying to keep this world stable by making amendments to the book while we are in here and while Catherine and his father are in here. He doesn't care about saving his father. His father's a bad guy, but we need to get Catherine out before, and we need to find Catherine before we all go out and let the world collapse. So I think I've come up with a way to subdue the tremors. It will require my exclusive attention for at least a month or two. So it may be necessary to discontinue these journal entries for a while. Okay. And then, yeah, like a week later, something truly miraculous has happened. Beyond all conceivable probability, someone has finally found my lost Myst linking book and has freed me from this prison. Ah, that's me. That's the character that we are. This mysterious person that somehow ended up in Myst in the last game previously. All right. I immediately realized that this could be the solution to my dilemma, and I believe my mysterious benefactor is willing to assist me. I'm still not sure it can work. The logistics of such a scheme are formidable. But the mere fact... Oh, well, thanks. Well, now that's reassuring. He's not sure it will work. But the mere fact that it may now be possible for me to continue my repairs to Riven, and yet... Oh, see, there it goes. Come on. Let's not click a billion times. I don't know where to click and not go 2 pages. Ah, Jesus, why? 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 Okay, well, this sucks. How do I do this? What is the trick here? Do I go like this? Oh yeah, I'm in here. Okay. Boop. Nope. Nope. Okay, well, so now we're watching me try to turn 1 page without... Oh, I did it! I did it. All right. How does the lighting look? I think the lighting is okay. It's okay. All right. To proceed with my original intent to find Catherine has renewed hope. Ah, yes, 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 yes. The last few days have left me little time to work out the remaining where was I, like, after, because I found him and freed him from his prison, so what the hell was I doing, like, for all these days now? The last few days have left me little time to work out the remaining problems with sending someone else to Riven. It did occur to me, however, that if a way could be found to signal me once Gan had been captured, it would no longer be necessary to take a real linking book to Riven and risk the possibility of inadvertently releasing Gan. The Gan is his father, by the way. Gan is his father. The deteriorated state of the gateway image makes the use of a visual signal impossible. Okay? So yeah, he, like, I guess normally could, but the picture remains a reliable indicator of Riven's condition. Okay, nonetheless. So I guess if it was a better, if the world was in a better state, he could use his writing ability to put some sort of visual signal for Catherine or something. By measuring and interpreting variations in the noise patterns, I am still able to observe basic changes that occur in the age, even though I cannot see them. The problem is that my instruments can only detect changes that occur on a fundamental level. And it seems unlikely that an individual could affect such an elementary change from within an age. The idea may be foolish. Okay. Still, there is a known weakness that may be worth investigating. An anomaly that appears as a rift between two separate systems. The star fissure. Ha! Okay, that's how we're going to escape, huh? Because there's a Myst. Oh, I got it. Okay. Or wait, hold on. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see what happens. Whoop. It worked. It only turned one page. Yay. All right. But how or even if this fact could be exploited, I cannot say. Sending someone to Riven also means that once I received this signal... How do I see who's in the chat room? Sorry. Distraction. Channel chat. And then... Right. I should be talking to whoever's here, obviously, but no one's here right now. But there was someone earlier, and I don't know. I don't have a good way of knowing who is... I'm not sure how to monitor this. Okay. Anyway, sending someone to Riven. Well, now I'm watching. Now it says I'm watching. Okay. But or even if this fact, blah, 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 sending someone to Riven also means that once I received the signal that they were ready to return, I would have to leave my writing in order to take a real linking book there myself. However, provided my father was safely out of the way, this should take very little time. After that, assuming that the island does not incur much damage in my absence, it should be relatively a simple matter to hold it together long enough for Catherine to return to Riven and evacuate the remaining islanders. Okay. Predetermining a signal without knowing the topography of the island may prove to be impossible. But I'm afraid there can be only one answer to the question of whether or not I should send my friend to Riven with a way out. The potential for failure will be greatly diminished if the prison book is all that is taken there. Right. I'm sure my father is expecting me to bring a linking book to Riven. May he not be disappointed. Ha 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 ha. Okay, yeah, because he's like basically taking his own... Okay, so he sent us with the journal and this prison book, but someone took the prison book from us. So... And we don't know who that was at the beginning of the game. There was some random guy who lives here and then like some other person like took out that guy after he took the book from us, and then so that person presumably has the prison book. But we have this journal. All right. Some things that have been going on recently. I'm realizing that Players Unknown Battlegrounds is like a fucking badass. Like that's a kind of a kind of a battle royale shooter game. I gotta eventually get that, but I have no money right now, so. Okay. Let's see here. Cloud. Ladder. Now, what's strange is I really don't know why I can't get out of here at all. I mean, I got the ladder there. I must be missing something about all this, right? Yeah. And then if I peek out, yeah. So I bet it's that I'm supposed to... Well, this is the go button. This is the steer button. Okay. Alright. So we're in this underwater, in case you haven't been following, we're in this underwater submarine on a track. We're trying to kind of figure out kind of what the map looks like on this, so I should probably be taking some notes a little bit on this. But basically, if I look around, you can see there's like a town here, and it's somehow like flooded a little bit. There's a town that lives up there, or maybe there isn't anything flooded down here. Maybe it's just purposely like this, but basically that's where people are living. They're all hiding from me, like I can hear sounds of people and stuff, and they run away. And sometimes but like, you know, they basically are hiding. They're afraid of me, I think. Let's go forward here. I feel like I'm missing something fundamental here because I haven't yet been able to use one of those ladders. But maybe we can at least use this episode to solve this this little conundrum. Turn around at this point. Oh, look at that chasm. Alright, if I turn around at this point... Just thinking about my... I've been trying to make this camera look a little bit better. I mean, right now I kind of purposely have the light a little low, so it's easy for me to see, and also kind of good for the atmosphere of the game. But, there's so many different settings for this thing. It's a Logitech C920, in case you're curious. The Logitech C922 came out. That one supposedly has way better, like, low light capability. But basically, look at this. What's going on here? Oh, this is where I got on, I think, yeah. Well, what's that over there? I could probably go to that place over there. Or maybe I was going to that place. Well, let's try to go to that place. Let's go. But yeah, like there's like a couple different settings. Like there's this color space setting where it's like I can have the color space be full or partial. And right now it's on partial, which makes it kind of more contrasty looking. But if I had it on full, it would be like, you'd be able to see more, but it would look more flat. So I'm not sure what I would want, really. I don't think it matters. It's my fucking face. I'm kind of a filmmaker type, so I care about a lot of that kind of bullshit. Okay, let's try to go... Well, let's go back up. Maybe we can see kind of how the track goes a little bit. I want to somehow make this thing go right. We're gonna try it. We might not make it through this puzzle, man. I'm gonna try. Yeah. Just being honest about I don't know. That a lot of this game is like not solving puzzles, because that's pretty much how difficult this game is, and it just takes a while to really figure it out. And I haven't played this game in like many years. All right. How do I get over there? How do you think I get over there? We go like that. I'm really not sure how this whole thing is. Well, I'm not sure where I'm going here. This is crazy. Yeah, it'll go. Oh, look, it's one of the sea turtle things, I think. Okay, I think that was the wrong way. Now we're back this way. Okay, so let's turn around. So how y'all doing? Let me try to tell you guys something about the Myst series while I'm doing this, because I know this is pretty boring. Alright, so Myst came out in 1993. What surprises a lot of people is that game ended up being the best-selling PC game. Not video game, because I think anything on the NES at the time was selling more than PC games. Like, basically, like, you know, more people had Nintendos than PC setups for gaming. But it came out in 1993. It was the best-selling computer game, period, for a whole seven or 8 years. 1993, wait, 7 years. So, like, because it was only beat by The Sims in the year 2000. Now Myst was... Okay, so let's try to go forward again, I guess, right? I want to make sure we're in the same spot. I think we're in the right spot. Hold on. So Myst was kind of groundbreaking in a few ways. One, and this is why it became the best-selling. I mean, okay, one, it was pretty. Looking at the box, like, it had an amazing box. Back when people only bought games from boxes. You know, it was one of the first games to be on CD-ROM. It was extremely pretty because they were using. It was one of the first games to use pre-rendered CGI. So it was a first in a lot of ways. Like, it's the first adventure game to use, like, heavy use of pre-rendered CGI. Okay, so let's see what we do if we go... I think we should go to the right here. Because I'm trying to get to that one little spot over there that I was looking at. I'm pretty sure it was, like, pretty much, like, one of the first games to use pre-rendered CGI. That, I might be wrong about that, but at least for adventure games, yes. And... I mean, pre-rendered CGI was pretty new at that time. Jurassic Park came out around the same time, I think, also in 1993, you know? So, like, CGI was just coming into popularity at that point. So it had these really kind of, at the time, photorealistic. I mean, it looked pretty realistic for the time. You look at it now, screenshots now, it doesn't look real at all. But it's still pretty. And the other thing was that it was really easy. Like, it was a point-and-click thing. You could play, just like I'm playing this now, you play the entire thing with the mouse and you just click on stuff. That was really accessible for a lot of people. So, that was the thing. That was why... And then it was a CD-ROM game, which was exciting. Meant that, like, it could have these really pretty pictures, and it could have, because the picture fidelity was like way higher because like they could put so much more on a CD than on a floppy disk. And basically, yeah, the fact that it was on CD-ROM was exciting. The fact that it was really pretty to look at, the box art was amazing. It was featured in a lot of stores because it was like one of the only CD-ROM games, and it was that game that ended up driving the sales of CD-ROMs. And I'm sure it was CD-ROMs that helped the popularity and the excitement around CD-ROM drives coming into like mass market stuff. Is that it was the popular, like I think CD-ROM drives helped sell that game. Like that was the thing. It was like people were like, "Oh, I got the CD-ROM drive. What do I play on it?" Well, Myst was like the only thing. I mean, it was one of the only things, and it was the only thing that was good. Like there was a lot of shitty CD-ROM games. You know, there's always a lot of shitty of that or whatever, just like on virtual reality nowadays. But you know, it was a reason to buy a CD-ROM drive, and when you had a CD-ROM drive, it was a reason to use your CD-ROM drive. So it was just a culmination of a lot of things. And then on top of all of that, being very pretty to look at, being very easy and simple to play, compared to other video games, which were way more complicated. I mean, most video games were, and computer games in particular, were a lot more complicated, especially before then. And just, they weren't very accessible to people that weren't used to computers. A lot of people didn't even have computers back then. Like most people, I think, didn't have computers in 1993. It was still not the majority of people that had a computer. And I might be wrong about that. I'm not sure about that, but I know it. Like definitely, like now, like everyone has a computer. Like that was nowhere near the case in 1993. So let's see here. Okay, it's another thing to get out at. Hold on. Where are we now? Oh, I actually got somewhere. Thank the Lord. Oh, look at this. Would you look at this? Oh, it's a map! Kind of. Well, I'm just looking out, literally, of the whole place, but I can kind of see it now. Awesome. And I think I saw those levers there. Okay, so that's where I was, right there. That's where I started. And, like, I finally managed to get here. So now I can see through the water enough that I could actually map this out. Oh, no, that's where I start. Oh, this is where I was trying to get. Oh, but I haven't gotten there yet. See, I thought I was here. I haven't gotten there yet. So, anyway, about Myst. The other thing, oh yeah, on top of all of that, all of those things, it was just a very, very good game. Like, it was just very well designed. It still holds up. Like, it's still one of the best designed adventure games ever. And it's just a very fun game. Okay. So some of the puzzles in Myst actually seem pretty arbitrary. A lot of them, they really tried hard to make them make sense within the world. But in Riven, what's better about Riven, I feel, is that the puzzles really do feel like they make sense. Like they don't feel like puzzles. They feel like you're just manipulating the world. And that's sort of the goal. If Myst was like kind of a first attempt at a style of game that these two brothers, Rand and Robin Miller, wanted to make, I feel that Riven was the actual realization of the vision that they had. And that's why this game is so awesome and better than Myst, honestly. It's interesting, though, because Myst gets all the credit. Myst gets all the popularity everyone talks about. Myst, not enough people talk about this game. This game is a much better game than Myst, and doesn't get nearly as much, like, I mean, Myst was the first one, so that's why it's the famous one. But Riven is the perfect version of the game. Okay, so I think these correspond to which ladders are down. So I just want to put all the ladders down. That's what I'm guessing. So, like, yeah, like, basically I saw 2 ladders down, like 2 of these down. So it's like, I figure if all the ladders are down, then we're good. So I figured because I saw 2 levers down, and I think there were only 2 ladders down, I was just thinking, oh, that probably corresponds to the ladders. All right. So let's see what we got here. Now we got to explore a little bit more. I'm going to try to just map it out in my head. I don't know if I want to really draw that. I will if I have to, but doesn't seem like it'd be that entertaining. And I know, I kind of get, I'm kind of realizing as I'm doing this, that, I was just kind of realizing it today, I was like, this really isn't actually the best. What the fuck? Are you shitting me? Oh! It's the other way. And it's not whether the ladders are down or up, it's whether the platform is extended or not. I get it. Okay. See, now the platform's extended. There we go. Alright, good. Well, that's good. Alright, let's keep going. Where should we go? I'm gonna go to the left. I think that's where I should be going. Okay, no, I can't go that way. Okay, let's try this way. I don't think that'll work like that. No, because I'm just at the end of the thing, So, a few things that are better about Riven. Obviously, it looks better, and it's still, like, amazing looking pre-rendered CGI for something that was made in 1995. Still looks pretty good to me, I feel. They went totally out of their way to make sure that, like, all the textures are completely realistic. Like, they captured all their own textures and stuff like that, like specifically for every object. It's crazy all the work they put in this thing. All right, let's turn around and let's go to the left. So now we should just be able to go everywhere. So yeah, this is the where we are. This is a town where the people of Riven live in these like adobe huts. And one of the things about the Myst universe is that you write these books, right? There's these people called the Dunny, and they develop this way of writing worlds where they write a book and it's like a magical link to another world that they describe in the book. Now there's sometimes when they get to these worlds, there are people. That there are civilizations there, and there's kind of argument within the Dunny community of whether these people are created, whether the worlds are created when writing the books, or if the books literally just link to places that already exist. So it's kind of that theory that everything you can imagine exists already somewhere in the universe because it's because the universe is infinite. So it's like, if you can think of it, it exists somewhere. And that's kind of the idea here. But then basically it's like, well, if you created the world, do you have the right to destroy it? Do you have the right to change it once you've made it? Because if there's people living there, and you wrote those people into the world, like, are they yours? Are you their god? And so there's a lot of kind of dilemma about this kind of stuff in this universe. There's actually a really good book series about this whole universe that is amazing. It just look up the Myst Reader on. It's a trilogy of novels. They are very good. They are actually very good. It's really weird because usually novels based on video games are not that great. But the Myst books are actually pretty frickin' decent. So here we go. And really interesting, honestly. All right, I pulled a lever. So we have a trapeze coming down here. Can I do anything with this? Nope. But I tried to just, I didn't do that. I didn't try to do that, but I guess because I walk away, that has to move it back up. I wonder if I can, let me try that again, hold on. Will it look up again? It will, okay. So after Riven, a game called... Oh, it didn't even give me a chance to move around. I just came down like I was gonna... Alright, whatever. So it just comes down and up. That's all it does, alright. A game called... After Riven... Oh, look at... Oh, listen. Listen. That sounds like an animal. Could it be that animal that we saw? Did we just make an animal do something, or make an animal think something? That sounds like an animal, though. Like a whale call or something. I think it was maybe one of those animals that... I'm hearing it more again! Wow. That's cool. So, so there's these animals we keep seeing sculptures of, and I think that might be one of them. All right, this is tough. I can't remember which way I was coming from. Okay, well, let me go like that. I'm just gonna keep going forward. Let's go over to this place right over here. I like to be, or I want to be, under the sea in Octopus's garden. Alright. So yeah, there's a lot of Myst games. If you ever checked like good old games about this thing, there's a whole big ass series. Okay, interesting. Interesting. I want to get to that place right there. That place. So there's a lot of these. Okay, well, okay. So then we turn around. I'm gonna try to figure out my way out over there. I think Riven is pretty much the peak. After Riven, it gets a little diluted, the whole idea, because other studios started doing the games. Robin Miller, one of the brothers, didn't want to do this anymore. Like, it was such a stressful experience, I think, that he didn't want to do it. I don't know exactly why. I think he's explained it a couple times in some interviews, but I can't exactly remember his specific reasons. I think he was just done. He was just done with the game development after this. Game development wasn't his passion to begin with. Like, he's just an artist. Like, he likes, you know, he liked the idea of creating a world and, you know, writing. You know, he's a writer, he's an artist, he's a musician, you know. You know, he just was ready to step away from game development after this game. It's kind of a big stressful project, I'm pretty sure. But that's sad because every Myst sequel, which they had to keep doing because, I mean, greatest selling PC game of all time, you know, like, you can't just walk away from that. There's big money to be made for sequels, something like that. You know, they, like, other studios just kept making the Myst games, and 3 was pretty decent. It was okay, but it definitely wasn't anywhere near as good as like the first 2 games. It was still a great game though. It's just that holding it up to something like Myst, it's not. It's tough. It's like trying to make a sequel to Star Wars or something like that, where it's like, well, how do you even come close to being how do you deal with being compared to something that's so classic? Okay, where am I now? Oh, okay, good. Here we are. Little hut thing, like a temple. It kind of reminds me of like a Buddhist temple or something, for some reason. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, look at the oh, cool. I think that's Gan.
Terekoi Dani, Kibayem Revat, Alroyem Betik Tavom, Gabodona Gayem.
All right, so, interesting. Here's those little, those animals again. He's speaking in Dani, I'm pretty sure. Dani is like their language. Oh, wow, and here's like a, oh, he's teaching the people. It's like a classroom. It looks like a classroom to me. Like this is where the people would be, and then he would teach them the Dani language. Because it's not the Dani is the people. That's what Gan is. That's what Atris is. It's these people that make the world. The people that live here in Riven are not the same. But they're. So it looks like, yeah, this totally looks like it's supposed to be a classroom. Okay. Yeah, I should probably be writing down these symbols here, if they correspond to actual. all right, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. They were feeding people, sacrificing people to these animals. Oh, wow, it's like a gambling system. That is crazy. That's not fun. I bet they were really doing this. But this is like a toy version of the whole thing. And then every time I do this, so, okay, these like correspond to numbers. That's 2. Interesting. Hold on just a sec. I do have to like kind of keep track of this stuff. So check out the next episode. I think this has gone on long enough. I'm not sure exactly how long I've been going, but I think it's probably a good idea to. Next time we're gonna learn some Dani. All right, thanks for joining me. This has been Interactive Research. I figured out the puzzle a little bit. I talked a little bit about Myst and everything. I think that's a good place to stop. I might be doing this again before next week because I would like to get back to this. But I think this is a good stopping point. And thank you for joining me. And we will be enjoying some more Riven and maybe another game pretty soon here for Interactive Research. And check out my Patreon and all that stuff, and my Fuse Toast channel. I'm Fuse Toast everywhere. I am working hard at finishing a few films, 2 documentaries and a feature, and working towards game development. But not just any games. I'm making some special games. I'm really trying hard to make make my own my visions, make some stuff that's really personal to me. And just, be an artist and push forward. I like to innovate. I like to try to innovate. So that's what I want to do. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys. This has been a lot of fun. All right, join me next time. Woo! Let's see here. Oh, I have to save it. Sorry. Save. No edit. No editing. All right, exit. No editing. I have to just go over here. And I'm going to start streaming in just a second. Goodbye.